Bulletproof Radio, a state of high performance.
In the meantime, I'm really intrigued at the idea of stacking things that add autophagy or mitophagy. And so the idea of what if I did spermidine and I did timeline together during a fast and then exercising at the end of the fast and things like that. And of course, there aren't studies about this stuff yet. A lot of people are saying, how do I get more out of an activity that I'm already doing? And so I'm already in my mind going, all right, what's my timing going to look like for this? And it seems like either during or at the end of a fast is when I'm going to start using timeline because that'll probably be more convenient anyway.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, in terms of how you use it and the actual effects, we were speaking about one of our earlier clinical studies, but more recently we've done a clinical study that was 4 months long, where people were taking timeline on a daily basis over a period of 4 months at 500 milligrams, and what we saw was an improvement in leg muscle strength. After that 4 month period. We also did similar types of tests that we did in our initial study, where we looked at biomarkers, not only in the muscle, but also in the plasma. And we saw an impact there, particularly on acylcarnitins, a decrease in acylcarnitins over time, showing an impact on mitochondrial function. Basically, as acylcarnitin levels are higher, that's indicative of mitochondria that are less healthy. And so as they go down lower, that's a sign that your mitochondria function is improving. And the fact that you see that in your plasma is an indication that there's something happening not only at the level of muscle that we saw when we did these biopsies in the leg, but also more systemically in the body. Of course, all of our cells, except for our red blood cells, contain mitochondria, but so far the focus of our research has been on the skeletal muscle and on your muscle function and strength. And so, I see in the future a possibility to examine other potential beneficial effects of timeline in other areas of health.
So that study that you referenced was on people aged 40 to 65 years, which is kind of cool because the research that was backing a lot of what I did was superhuman, and even a lot of what I'm doing with Fast This Way, it says everyone over age 40 has early onset mitochondrial dysfunction. That's Frank Schallenberg's research, which is based on measuring oxygen consumption efficiency. So it's very clean. We don't know exactly what's going on, but we know what goes in and what comes out, so we can tell they're not working the way they used to. So you targeted the group where everyone has an issue, which is pretty neat. And then you found that they got stronger leg muscles after 4 months of taking it on a daily basis, 500 milligrams. What's the dose that's in timeline? Is that the same dose?
Yes, we've included 500 milligrams in our daily dose in each of these little sachets, and so this gives you a very convenient way of getting the product. Now, if you say, well, okay, I'd prefer to get it through, and you were referring to natural ways, and so was Navindra through a pomegranate. Well, you'd have to have a lot more pomegranate juice a day. In fact, what we've recently this year completed a clinical study where we did a head-to-head comparison with 1 glass of pomegranate juice and 1 sachet of timeline mixed into a yogurt. And we looked at the bioavailability of urolithin A in the blood during the first 24 hours after taking several time points and blood draws. And what we saw was that there was about a 6-fold higher level of urolithin A, looking at this sort of area under the curve for that first 24 hours when you take 1 sachet of timeline versus 1 8-ounce glass of pomegranate juice. So, and this is also, and the other thing that we found was that those people taking pomegranate juice, we only saw about 40% of people who were actually converting. And this was sort of, you had low converters and mid converters and high converters, where all the rest, weren't able to do that conversion. So, which really highlights the value of, one, you don't want to be taking 6 glasses of pomegranate juice every day, and if you can take one little sachet that contains 500 milligrams of urolithin A, you're getting a really precise dose that's been scientifically and clinically evaluated in humans to give you a physiological benefit. And so we're really excited to be able to do that and offer this to people in such a convenient manner.